Sometimes you gotta go get yourself a baseball card or a basketball jersey or a boat. Where would you go for that? Where would you go? There's only one place. His name is Nanu. He is the face you need to see to get your place in line for the LeBron James rookie card. The name of the place is Mammoth Cards. Go to 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 Mammoth Cards.
Okay, we are back with another wild scenario. In this scenario, the goal was to make everybody 7 and 7. So what do we do? Circle of Trust is playing Never Again. They're gonna split. They go to 7 and 7, and Circle of Trust improves to 9 and 5. Okay? Cool Runnings and the Rays are gonna split. So even though we want to get 7 and 7 teams, we're pushing these two teams in. They're 8 and 6 and 8 and 6. The Warriors and Golani. Golani is going to sweep them in this scenario. Golani improves to 7 and 7. And the Warriors fall to 7 and 7. And then the Colt 45s are going to sweep the Jungle 7 and 7, 3 and 11. Okay, now, what do you do in this scenario? You have the Warriors, you have Never Again, you have Golani, and you have the Colt 45s, all at 7 and 7. We know Circle of Trust would be the 1. Cool Runnings and the Rays would be the 2 and the 3. Right now, Cool Runnings has the tiebreak over them via run differential, but that can change as they're playing each other. If the Rays outscore Cool Runnings by 10 in their win, if they win the game 11-1, let's say, all of a sudden the Rays get another 11 runs, and the Cool Runnings loses 11 runs. It has the double effect. They're playing each other. So every run is crucial. In this run differential, it's not as far as it looks. But anyway, they're going to play each other. Whoever's home is going to be the 2 seed and the 3 seed is going to be on the road. Fine. So let's say for now, assuming the same run differentials, Cool Runnings the 2, the Rays are the 3. Now we have the 4, 5, 6, 7, all tied. What do? We know a team cannot get eliminated from the playoffs via tiebreak. You could get the bye via tiebreak. You could advance into the playoffs via tiebreak, but you can't go home via tiebreak. So what do? The Warriors against Never Again, the Brigade, and the Colt 45s are only 1 and 5. They got, how are they 1 and 5? They got swept by Golani, and they got swept by the Colt 45. That's 0 and 4, and then they split with Never Again. That's 1 and 5. Right? We're saying they're going to get swept by Golani in this scenario. So you give them the Warriors, and you put Golani over there. Good. Next, Never Again is 3 and 3 against these teams. Could that be? Let me see. Never Again. Yes, because that includes 2 sweeps. They got swept by the Colt 45s and they swept Golani. That's 2 and 2. And then they split with the Warriors is 3 and 3. Golani. In this scenario, they sweep the Warriors. They already swept the Colt 45s. That's 4 and 0. And then they got swept by Never Again. So that's the 1 sweep of Never Again. They got swept by Never Again. They're 4 and 2. And the Colt 45s in this scenario would be 4 and 2 as well. Why? Colt 45s are here. They swept Never Again. They're such a strange team. They swept the Warriors, but then they got swept by Golani. Houston's hard to figure out, I'll tell you that. Anyway, you have 1 and 5, 3 and 3, 4 and 2, 4 and 2. We don't simply say these 2 teams are the 4 and 5. That's not how this works. We figure out who is the 4 and we pluck them out. So who's the 4 between Golani and the Colt 45s? What'd they do against each other? Golani swept the Colt 45s. The Colt 45s got swept by Golani. Therefore, doesn't matter run differential. You have a head-to-head sweep over here. The Colt 45s, Golani swept the Colt 45s. The Golani Brigade becomes the 4. You now take Houston out of this scenario. Excuse me, you now take Golani out of this scenario. Okay, they're out of the tiebreak because they're the 4. You now have a 3-way tie for the 5. The coveted 5, last spot into the playoffs, 3-way tie. What do? You have a 3-way tie between the Warriors, Never Again, and the Colt 45. So what they do against those teams? So the Warriors against Never Again. So now this sweep doesn't matter for the Warriors anymore because they're in. So the Warriors, what they do against, who are we going against? Against not Golani anymore. Okay, against Never Again and the Colt 45s. They split with Never Again and they got swept by the Colt 45s. Huge. Warriors are 1-3, which makes sense. Good. Never Again in this scenario got swept by the Colt 45. Their Golani sweep no longer helps them. They're 1-3. Oh my goodness. Wow. 1-3. 1-3. And then you have, who's the other team in this? The Colt 45s. They swept the Warriors. They swept Never Again. They're 4-0. They're not in just yet. Because it's a 3-way scenario, they become the A. A. See that A? That's an A. They become the A. And now you have B and C, because no one can get eliminated, Warriors and Never Again. They split with each other. It comes to run differential. Right now, if the runs stay the same, it would be Never Again and the Warriors in the B and C. So what do? B, C becomes Warriors. No, that's actually, yeah, fine. Warriors and, who's my other team? Warriors and Never Again. This is the B, that's the C actually, fine. So Never Again is the home team if the runs stay the same. The winner of this on Sunday afternoon would go and play the Colt 45s on Friday for the final spot, just to be the 5 seed. So again, you have, after the doubleheaders on Sunday, if all this happens, you'd have the Warriors versus Never Again Sunday afternoon in a game 3. The winner would advance to Friday. Friday afternoon, you play the Colt 45s, and then the winner would be the 5 seed to go play Golani in a 2-out-of-3 series. And then the winner would play Circle of Trust in the semifinals. What a scenario.